Hi, welcome to the Gamesplainer. I'm Jeff the Gamesplainer, and today I'm gamesplaining Escape Plan. So if you have watched my other videos of Escape Plan, you'll have an idea of how to play the game. I have set the game up as a 3-player game to have a quick run through of part of the game, just so you can get a real good feel for how the thing actually runs in practice. So everyone starts with their 9 money, so we don't need to do the income phase at the beginning. We then go to the patrol phase, which is 2 of these cards. Then we go to the city phase. Orange is going to be placing first. Orange thinks it's probably worthwhile getting some money in to start with. So he might throw this in and he'll put it that way. And he'll go for the art gallery. Green is next. He thinks it's probably worthwhile throwing that in, and he will add the nightclub. Then purple will go there, and he will add house number 1. Then back to orange, who has to place this one, and he thinks he'll place that just there. Okay, then we flip over the next tiles so you can see what's coming up. Place police onto them. Then turn order swaps because they're all on the same level, so purple will go first, then green, then orange. And now we take our action. So starting with purple. Purple is going to shoot across and grab some motorbikes, and he will go 1, 2 to grab these 2 motorbikes. They come down onto his board and puts a marker there to show that he is the one that has taken them. He pays 5 money, and then it's straight on to green's turn. Green is going to go 1 onto water, so there's a ferry here, and 2 to get to the nightclub. The nightclub, for him, will get an income. Notice there aren't any police on the tile that they're leaving, so they don't have to avoid any police to get the stuff that they're trying to get to. He will take the uppermost cube, place that up there. He then gets 8 money in. There's his 8 money. And he also gets one of these cards to add to his pile. Now, what he's looking at is he's going to have to get away from a red and a black policeman. So it's probably worth his while to grab something that's going to enable that to happen. And he thinks he might grab that one, which will allow him to avoid one policeman of any type. So that'll get away from one of those policemen. And it's on to Orange's turn. Orange likes the idea of having 1, 2, of having these guys. So he will grab those guys just like purple did. That costs him 5 money. There's 5 money going out. And that's the end of the first portion of the day. So we look at anyone who's moved notoriety, which no one has, so that all stays the same. And we move to the next portion of the day. Purple is going first. Purple is going to go 1, 2 to visit the art gallery. The art gallery gives purple income. So he will take one of his markers and put it up there and take 8 income, 8 money income. Because he went to a location, he also gets to get a contact card. This should have been replaced last time, I keep forgetting to do that. He thinks he'll take that one, which will allow him to avoid one of the black police when he needs to. It's now green's turn. So green is going to head over to here. So it's 1, 2. He needs to avoid a red and a black policeman. So he can spend 1 money to avoid one of them here, which he'll do. That then flips over. It also gains him 1 notoriety. And the other policeman, because he hasn't been able to actually avoid him, gives him a wound. Green, when he visits here, throws one of his cubes up. He gets to take one of these keys. He'll take the green key for the moment. And then Orange's turn. Orange is going to go to the same location that purple is on. So 1, 2. By him going there, he will gain 1 notoriety. So push that up there. He gains money for going to the art gallery also. So he will put a cube there and take 8 money income. This is 8 money. Now, because he's the second cube on that tile gets flipped over, which means that green isn't going to be able to go to the art gallery unless he has a key. Because he's gone to a business, he is able to get one of these bonus guys, and he thinks he might actually take the fixer that's just come out. We should be turning them over every time, but I keep forgetting that. I do apologize. Okay, all three of them have had their turn for the day, so we go to notoriety. Orange moves up one. Green also moves up one. Purple stays where he is. It's back to Purple's third turn, so you move that down to part 3 of the day. Purple is going to go 1 into the water because there's a fairy on that. 2, he needs to avoid these 2 police because he has bikers. He will return one of the bikers and he's just avoided all the police on that spot. He now takes one of these markers and puts it on that spot. He once again is the second person to visit one of those businesses, so he flips that over. The orange player, if he wishes to go to that location, will need to spend a key. And he also gets one of these guys. And at this point in the game, he thinks it's probably worthwhile also taking a fixer. That will give him the ability to have an extra turn when he chooses to pay for it. Green is going to go onto the ferry, so that's 1, onto that land, which is 2, and onto the shop, which is 3. He has avoided these 2 police, so he needs to actually avoid them. He doesn't have anything on his board that allows that to happen. So what he will do, he'll use his band-aid to reduce one of those wounds, and then he takes 2 wounds for those 2 guys. Okay, he has gone to the shop or convenience store. So once again, gain 1 notoriety. There's no one else there, so he doesn't need to worry about that. He gains 1 gas can, which allows him to take an extra step at some point. He can buy 2 different pieces of equipment, and he thinks it's probably worth his while to get one of these and one of these, because that allows him to escape from any colour of police. That costs him 5 money, and if he has the right key, he can try and open a locker. He does have a key, so he might as well try that. He is on level 2 plus 1 is 3, so that allows him to get into the green lockers. He has 1 guy, so that allows him to take 2 of these cards, look at them, and he will take 1 of them because they're both the same, shuffle them back into the pile. Okay, it's now Orange's turn. Orange is going to go 1, 2 to get to there. He has left the blue and the black guys. He doesn't have anything that can avoid them, so he's going to get hit by both of them. He'll use his band-aid straight away to reduce one of those wounds. Now, because he's at that space, he gains income from that, looking at his cards, so he will gain 7 money. That also allows him to grab one of these cards. I believe green should have grabbed one of these cards as well, but he just, let's say the green decided not to. So orange can choose one of these cards. He's going to let's take this one, which will allow him to spend 2 money to avoid all the police on 1 tile. He's also able to take one of the available keys, so the only available key is a brown key. And that's the end of the day. As we're getting to the end of the day, this guy's going to spend 4 money to action that, which gets him an extra token. This guy's going to do the same. His card only costs him 3 money, so he will take the token and spend 3 money. What that has now allowed them to do is those 2 players can keep playing within the same day. So we go to that phase. None of them have moved their notoriety track, so they hold their ground. It's now Purple's turn. Purple has a token and he's going to use that token. So he uses the token and he will go 1, 2. He'll gain 1 notoriety for the other guy who's currently there. He needs to avoid the red and the black police. So he can spend 1 money, which he will do to avoid the black guy. And there's still a blue policeman on there, which he hasn't avoided, so he'll take the wound for that guy. He will then use that to heal that wound, so that doesn't matter anymore. He'll take the uppermost cube, and that's going onto that spot, so he actually gains income for going there, which is 6 money. He gains a key, which is the last of the brown keys, or the last key in that space. He loses 1 notoriety. I may have missed that on the other players, I do apologise. You can buy a fixer tile, and he thinks it's probably worthwhile, just for the moment, grabbing that one. It will cost him 3 money, but that will clean one of these ones out of the way. And he thinks that he will actually spend that 3 money straight away to move that one across. So that gives him an extra bonus key when he chooses to use it. It's Green's turn. Green doesn't have the extra turn or the extra ability to have a turn, so he won't. So that means he'll flip that token over, which flips this card back, flips that back, and flips any of those two tiles that have been used back. Then it's on to orange. Orange is going to hang on to his disc for a future turn, so he won't do anything either, which means this flips back, that flips back, that flips over to show that he's finished his day. We go to notoriety, so orange goes down one, green goes down one, purple stays where he is. We change the order of play, so everyone's on the same level, which means those two flick across. This comes back up to the top. We get income for the beginning of the next period, so this player gets 7 money. This player gets 7 money. And this player gets 6 money. And then we reset for the next city. I think that's enough of the game for you to get an idea of how the game actually plays. If you don't exit the board, you do not gain anything at the end of the game. You cannot win the game. If you... Pardon me. Freeze for a second. If you have 1 or 2 notoriety, which everyone has, they can spend 3 money, which this player will do, 3 money, to release one of these tiles, and he might release that one. This guy will also spend his 3 money and will release that one. And this guy will spend his 3 money and release he hasn't slept, so he sleeps. Flip the cards over. He will release the red one. So once that's all happened, these guys flick up further. I'll leave it there. If anyone has any games that they would like to be gamesplaying, please shoot me an email at thegamesplainer@gmail.com. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at thegamesplainer to keep up to date with the games I'm playing. Subscribe to my videos to keep up to date with the games I'm gamesplaining. And until next time, enjoy gaming.